The club at FOB2 was like no other that I'd ever been to, man. They've been in the big club down there at the main, special forces. It was just a big, huge club. And then we had a little club there at FOB4, which was still being built, by the way. But FOB2, walk into that place and it was different. Let me tell you, the first time I walked in, Pat had already met up with Zabatowski, and they were going to meet to have a drink. And that's what we did. I came along. I didn't know who Zabatowski was. And so I walked through the door of the club. Pat's right here. I still remember this. Pat's right on my shoulder here. And Zabatowski ends up being to our left, further over. He's there sitting by himself. I didn't see him at that point because my attention, when I came into the club, I opened the door, come into the club, and about 15 feet in front of me is this guy facing me, sitting at the table by himself, bald guy, and his head shaved. And he's looking right at me, and he starts yelling at me. And it was gibberish. I couldn't even understand what he was saying. And I'm like, hell? And he's blah, 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 and he's doing all of this, and he's got a bunch of empty beer cans on the table. He's all by himself. And then I hear Zabatowski yell across the room. He says, "Stand down." Yeah. So guess who that was?
It's got to be the one and only Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. And he was, in my view, at that moment, he was a mad dog. He was crazy. He was crazy. And I think there was something telling in not only the way he reacted, because there is no way in hell I'd go anywhere with that guy. And the other thing was that he was by himself, which may tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
But he did a lot of missions. He became, you heard stories about him being forced to take an R&R and just going to another FOB and going out with another team. No, he was a very unfortunate,
tragic case.
It was a tragic. It really is, and the commanding element of I think bore some responsibility because they took advantage of that man because he was nuts.
He needed to go home, and they just kept what?
And I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's.
He definitely wasn't acting normal, and that day I can't. It's no. Anyway, that was that incident. And then we go over and we sit down with Zabatowski. I didn't know who Zabatowski was. Nobody did really. But he starts telling Pat and me, I'm introduced to him, we sit down, have some beers, and he starts telling us about this latest mission he just got back from. He still heard from it. It was that one.
The DSC op.
It's the first time I'm ever listening to a real, serious SOG mission. I'm sure my mouth was open. And Pat too, because it was extraordinary. It was the mission where he got his CMH. And I don't know if they had already put him up for it. I think they were planning on putting him up for it. And it was one of the reasons why he wasn't running any missions for a while. He was also injured.
Badly burned.
Yeah. I think he hurt his back too. But
broken. And did you mention a well-known name amongst the men of your generation and even some after that are knowledgeable. Did you mention also that Snake Adams was around at FOB2 at this point in time?
Oh yeah, Snake Adams, this tall, lanky guy. He was one of those guys. You know, he was one of those freaking. He was crazy, man. He was funny. He was one of the real guys, man. Yeah, that's him, right? Yeah, he was a tall, skinny guy.
This is in November or September of '67, and you might have been down in Khartoum around this time. Well, no, this was a little bit early. This is when they're opening the FOB2 club, as a matter of fact.
Let's see. I think he was. Let's see. That's not September '67. Yeah, I remember him from. Let's see. It says FOB what?
FOB2.
Is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, he was. But you know, here's the other point about that club. You somebody like me go into that club and you walk in that club at night and you could feel it, man. It was in the air. That was a dangerous freaking place. And everybody got along, great guys, just like all the SOG guys, man. But funnier than hell. That's another point I wanted to bring up. I don't think it's brought up enough. Is they're just so funny.
Hilarious.
Absolutely the funniest guys I've ever been around, and bright, and obviously courageous. Obviously, they didn't have to. You know, you know by now that we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to do that, but and especially after a few missions. Anyway, so that was that night, and then we went out. We had one more mission there at FOB2.